Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tanuki here, and I'm back from Mexico, and I'd like to share my experience of attending the Arenas first edition and overall my first international tournament. So, for those who don't know, the Arena was a tournament that was held in Mexico City not too long ago on the past weekend, and I'm just gonna be talking about my first experience going to an international tournament and also how the arena was like overall. So just take into account that I'm gonna be narrating it from my point of view. So I'm clearly gonna miss, lots of stuff and lots of details because I didn't attend, everything that the tournament had to offer, such as, the crew battle and grand finals. I totally missed them. So yeah, be sure to check them in Smash Studios if you want to go check them because I'm not gonna be really talking about them that much. So yeah. So first off, we were six Colombian players going there: Silver, Anderson, APC, OC, Clock, and me. Where Silver is actually the current national champion for Smash for Wii U in Colombia, and Clock is the runner-up. So we really had some high expectations because the level that we were gonna offer there in Mexico was, pretty good. So basically, the group except me arrived on Wednesday because I arrived on Friday, and they were able to attend a weekly from Hydra that's called Smash Pendiente that's held every Thursdays. And the highest placing actually came from OC at 17th place, and he actually choked really bad against a Bayonetta user named Deco. But nevertheless, we didn't really pay that much attention to the results because the team came from a 5-hour flight with barely sleeping enough, so we were just trying to see how people played overall, but we didn't really play that much in terms of like concentrations because the team was just really tired. Nevertheless, day one arrived and the venue was just beautiful. It was big, had plenty of space, the setups were well organized, and everything just really looked well placed and just really well organized. So the pool started and the first to play was Ozzy, which he played in the first game a guy named Opais, which is actually a Bayonetta user, and he got a clean 2-0 against him. He then had to face Deco, the Bayonetta that he had to face in Smash Pendiente, and he got eliminated by Deco once again, and he got sent in losers as a result. Afterwards, in losers bracket, OC faced Bonfito, a Sonic user, which he had a really close set, which he sadly lost to 1. So OC ended up placing 67th out of 189th. Next up was Silver, which faced Maluma, and he won 2-0. He then lost to a really good Rosalina that's called D4NG, and he got sent losers, and then he had to play against Master Puffy, a Jigglypuff user, and then he just proceeded to beat Lag, and then finally against Chaos, a Diddy user, he won against him 3-0, finishing with the classic upper strings to boost kick and therefore advancing to top 32. Next up was me, and I had to face a Luigi user named Rafa, and I had a clean 2-0 against him, nothing really hard to handle. And in my next round, I had to face Hydra which is currently ranked 12th in Mexico City's current power ranking, and I sadly lost to him. He has a really good Yoshi, and he just ended up beating me 2-0. So in losers, I had to face Topo, a Little Mac user, and I just fell into multiple KOs and just lost 2-0, also finishing in 67th place. Right immediately, Anderson had to play, and he played against a Fox user named Jay, which he just beat 2-0. He then had to face Hydra Folkina, a Samus that's ranked 38 in Mexico City's power ranking, and he won 2-0 against him. He then had to face Smash Factor Richie, a really good Lucario that's actually 5th in Mexico City's power ranking, and lost to him 3-1. Now in losers, he had to face Topo, the very own Little Mac that defeated me, and Anderson just made a good comeback, and he ended up winning 3-2, also making it to top 32. Now it was APC's turn, and he had to play his first round against a guy named Grizzly, which he just 2-0'd immediately. But then he had to play Hydra Brian C, a good Mario that is 16th in Mexico City's power ranking, and he just lost to him. So in losers, he then lost 2-1 against Roar, and he also finished in 67th place. So finally, our last member, Clock, had to play, and in his first round he played against Ren, and he won 2-0. And he then had to play against a Marth user named Dano, which is currently 15 in Mexico City's power ranking. He actually had played Dano also in Smash Pendiente the day before, and he lost to him too. But Dano actually has a really nice strategy, which is using the counter attack properly against Bayonetta's recovery options, which are, side B, up B. So yeah, but nevertheless, Clock then play INCB, a Falcon user. And in the middle of the last game, someone moved the cable apparently or something, and the Wii U turned off in the last game. It had to be replayed, but fortunately they replayed it with the same percentages and the same amount of stocks and whatnot. So it was, it was fair. And Clock ended up winning 2-0 and then proceeded to play a really good Sonic user named 72K, which is number 1 in Veracruz. And it was a really close set, and it was really nice watching it. But unfortunately, Clock lost 2-1 against 72K, and he ended up placing 51st. Now in doubles, APC and Clock won their first game against Nalga and Manzano, with the latter ranked 21st in Mexico City's power ranking with Peach. Then in the next round they faced Salva, which is ranked 13th, and Richie, which is ranked 5th, and lost 2-0 against them. Then in losers they won against the Wii Master and Weva, which is ranked 44th, 2-1, and then they proceeded to lose against SRK and Miker Z's, which played a solid pressure strategy on them with Ryu's Hadouken and Lucas PK Freeze, and it was just really nice watching that strategy. It was really crazy. Thus ending 13th place and just barely missing top 12. Sadly, they were about, if they had been SRK and Miker Z, they would have made it to top 12, but unfortunately they couldn't. Then Silver and Anderson played against a double Rosalina team featuring D4 and G and Link Milo. Next up, they played against Joseph and HydraProGaming, which is ranked 7th in Mexico City's power ranking, and they ended up winning actually 2-1, and then sadly falling to Chota and P to finish at 17th place. Finally, OC and me played Aderi and Holy Curse, Mario and a Link, and we had a clean 2-0 against them. We then had to play Richie and Chaos, which both are respectively ranked 9th and 23rd in Mexico City's power ranking. But none of them really showed up in time. We waited for them more than 10 minutes. We had multiple people calling at their phones, texting them, even calling them through the speaker, and they didn't even show up. They got DQ'd, but after getting DQ'd, they showed up like 5 minutes later and they asked if we could play it again against them, even giving us 1 game lead. We said that according to the rules, they already lost by being so late, that we really just left the decision in the hands of the person that was, running the pool. He then decided to play the match with us having a 1 game lead, and this wasn't really pleasant to hear, and unfortunately Richie and Chaos bested us, finishing the set 2-1. And Aussie and me were just kinda down at the moment, and we went to losers, and we went against Calvin and Coke 2-0, but we lost against Mr. Wamu and Lesu 2-1. And at this point Aussie was just messing around because of how we lost in winners, and I was just totally not focused at all. But yeah, nevertheless we placed 17th. With this, we ended up day number 1 terribly, with everyone out of the tournament in everything except Anderson and Silver in singles reaching top 32 through the losers. Now day 2 starts off rather shitty, with Anderson and Silver having to face each other on stream in losers round 1 of top 32. In a rather close set, Anderson wins 3-2 over Silver and knocking him out of the tournament, placing Silver in 27th. Anderson then had to face HydraProGaming, the Bowser ranked 7th in Mexico City's power ranking, and the match ended up 3-0 in Pollo's favor. He got the grabs at the right percentages, and he got the back airs properly when he needed. Ending our foreign adventure in Mexico with Anderson falling on him and placing 19th. In the end, the tournament winner in singles ended up being MK Leo, and just being MK Leo. And in doubles, Javi and MK Leo doing some really, really nasty stuff. We overall didn't expect it to place too high, but definitely not as low as we did. After this, we left the venue to get some food, and I didn't really came back to the venue and just fell asleep. And later in the night, Javi and Cloudy, a Cloud and Roy user that is ranked 8th in Mexico City's power ranking, came to play some friendlies with us thanks to Clock, which asked them if they could come and play with us. And we had some nice games with both Cloudy and Javi and talked about the game, about our scenes and whatnot. And it was just nice meeting them and playing them, Since the other top Mexican players such as, Leo, Hugo, etc., they just didn't play friendlies with us. Well, I know Reggie did play with Clock, but that was like in the venue, and that's like the only other player that I know that kind of played with us, but the rest didn't really play with us. And after this, the team backed and just left to the airport to take their flight. And I spent 2 more days doing some tourism in Mexico City, so I just didn't pack or do anything. I just fell asleep. Which I must say has some extremely delicious food and stuff to visit. It has lots of museums with, old stuff from the pyramids, Asian stuff. It also has art museum, theaters, and, just much more that has so much cultural stuff in them. It's just really beautiful. Overall, the tournament was really good. It was well organized. The only bad stuff I'd have to say about it was, one, the lights went off at some point apparently, and all the Wii's obviously went off, and the stream as well. So therefore, it kind of messed up some matches. Number 2, the decision from the president running my doubles pools was just not fair in my opinion. Since we waited for our opponents to show up for quite a long time, and we were also starving because it was 4 p.m. We had not eaten, so I guess it's not really a fair decision. He didn't really apply the rules as we asked him to, so yeah. And number 3, Hydra opened up a sheet where you could register and cast a couple of matches. So I registered myself alongside APC, and we were supposed to cast in day 1, and we just never called. Literally, they never called us. And in day 2 in the morning at around 10 to 11 a.m., we were notified by Anderson that was in the venue that we were being called to cast. But APC was doing some stuff regarding the flight. He had to print some stuff about the tickets. So therefore he was not present, and I was just waking up literally. I would have gone if I was notified the day before that I was gonna cast, but I just thought that we got skipped when we had to in day 1. So I thought casting was just over for me then, but yeah. And number 4, now the matches are being published on YouTube, and I came to see a couple of matches, and I know that not everyone really speaks fluent English, and it's something that goes beyond some people, but it's hard to understand some matches because the commentators are saying some stuff that I just can't understand because it's not some clear English, I'd say. So I don't know, they should have kind of selected people that spoke some fluent English if they were gonna cast in English, because they had 2 streams, and one was from Smash Studios and the other one from HydraProGaming. In conclusion, I just think that if someone was gonna cast in English, they should have a really fluent, understandable English. But nevertheless, the arena was just a great tournament, and I think we, the Colombians, we learned a lot from it, especially once again thanks to Cloudy and Javi for showing up. I think we learned the most in those couple of friendlies we had with them. So be sure to follow them on Twitter. I'll be leaving their links in the description. And yeah, guys, Mexico City is a really beautiful city. It has a great stuff, just great stuff to offer in terms of food, tourism, and it has just a bunch of stuff. And we're left with important data to share with the rest of the Colombian scene, and hopefully more of us can head to another international tournament soon, and hopefully place much more higher, because I think that we could have done better in this tournament. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I haven't uploaded content in a while due to university and Smash, but I'll try to get more videos consistently. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys are having a great time, and see you in the next video.
Full coverage right now. A scary situation.
On that
and the
cross
ender, yes, the JV2 in set number 2 gives MK Leo the arena here, or the win here at the arena 2017. Amazing play by both competitors, but Leo just too clutch.
Yeah, and great work from Javi, actually forcing Leo out of Cory and forcing a second